What is up, Internet? This is Luke from Before Eternity Reviews, and I'm here with another Mega Construx Halo set. This is the Arbiter's Journey, one of the newest sets to come out in the most recent Mega Construx Halo wave. This is, of course, a set from Halo 2, and it's from the missions when you visit this gas giant called Threshold, and I add this in here because I initially thought that you went back to the Halo ring from Combat Evolved, which was destroyed, and I thought that's where the missions took place, but apparently it's just this random gas giant planet. And of course, the heretics are there, the heretics of the Covenant, and you go in, and essentially your mission playing as the Arbiter is to take them out. And in this set, you do get the heretic leader, which is this guy right here, also known as Sesa Refumi. You know, you get the Covenant and their weird names, although this guy, I guess, is ex-Covenant. So you do get the heretic leader, and then you also get a heretic elite, which is just one of his soldiers. And then, of course, you also get the Arbiter himself. So you get 3 figures along with a build. And before we get on to that, let's go ahead and take a look at the box. And this is actually different from the more recent Halo Mega Construx box design. They've come up with a new one where it just says Mega up at the top, and it's just like kind of a blue background, and I don't think it looks terrible, but I definitely think this stuff looks way better, and they just need to keep going with this. I know some people may like the new packaging, but honestly, this old style of packaging where you have like a whole setup here and a background with everything in action, and you actually get the Mega Construx logo, and you just have all these good designs and everything, it makes the product look like it's of a much higher quality. But of course you get the Halo universe down there. You get all 3 figures that come in the set highlighted on the side, and you can also see them on the box art. We get 241 pieces. It's recommended for ages 8 and up, but who cares? And then over on the back, we get another view of the set. This time we can see all 3 figures, and we can see that there is kind of somewhat of an alternate build. We can turn the Covenant Banshee, which is the default build, into a Heretic Banshee, which is what I'm going to do later. That's how I'm going to display it because it just looks cooler. And then, of course, you get the 3 figures again, Arbiter, Heretic Elite, and Heretic Leader. And then, of course, you can see there's the stuff for the alternate build. You do have to go online to get the instructions for that, which is a little bit annoying. And then you can see some other sets. Of course, we got the Falcon Sweep right there, which is just having a great time on the aftermarket right now. But luckily, I did snag one when it came back in stock on Amazon, so that should be here soon. And you also have stuff on the sides. Up here, you can see Arbiter again, as well as the Heretic Elite with the Halo logo. On the other side, you get another Halo Universe logo with the Mega Construx logo, and the 3 figures highlighted once again. It's pretty nice. There's what the bottom looks like. Here's what the other side looks like. It's just another action scene that they've come up with here, and that's basically it for the packaging. So, taking a look at the figures first, we're going to be taking a look at Arbiter, and of course, this guy, I mean, it is the Halo 2 version. I still don't know if he actually does look different in Halo 3. If you play the Halo 2 with anniversary graphics, then it looks like he has the silver armor. And I believe that is like actually what his armor is silver, because that's what the other Arbiter's armor looks like. But then in Halo 3 it looked more gold, and so I don't really know. But I mean, to me, this is a pretty great looking figure. You do have a bit of a, I don't know if it's bronze, but it's kind of that like dark brownish color used as a wash across all of the armor. And it looks really great. It brings out all those details in the sculpt. And of course, it's going all the way around the figure. You do have the helmet piece, which is looking really nice. And of course, it is just on the elite body. If you're not familiar with that, it's a little bit different from the normal humanoid body. It just basically has like chicken legs with some different articulation in there. Nothing too crazy. And of course, you can still remove pieces of the armor and stuff like that. In this set, none of the figures come pre-made. You do have to like put them all together. Not all the way, like some of the stuff is put together, but you still have to assemble most of the figure, which is usually pretty annoying because Mega Construx figures are not very fun to put together, but it's fine. And then as his accessory, you do just get a lone Covenant carbine, which was a weapon that you could use in these missions. I believe you spawned in with one, as well as an energy sword. And speaking of energy swords, you also get one with the Heretic Elite. It's just a blue energy shield using the older style mold because, of course, it is the older style energy sword from the Bungie Halo games. And since this guy is just a normal, kind of nameless Heretic Elite, he does have the all gold armor with some silver detail on the shoulder pads right there. You got some blue details on the chest piece, which look really nice. And then, of course, you do have some silver or white, whatever that color is, marking the eyes. And the way this whole helmet thing works is you just slide it over the head, and then you have the tube part which inserts into the mouth. And it does sit in there kind of loosely, so you might have to reattach it every now and again, but it does end up looking pretty great. And then you turn over to the back, and that's what that looks like. Interestingly enough, the jetpack piece right here is actually separate, and you insert it underneath the back chest piece as you're putting it on, which is kind of weird, but it is all gold with some green paints up at the jets right there. And that's basically the Heretic Elite. And then you get the Heretic Leader, which is just what I'm going to be calling him because it's easier to call him that. And that's what basically everyone knows him as. And he, of course, has the dual plasma pistols or plasma rifles. These are the rifles. These are plasma rifles. It gets kind of confusing sometimes. And then he's got his red armor with the orange kind of goggle things up at the top. I probably need to do a better job aligning that. And, of course, this one, the little mask in his mouth keeps detaching. But you don't get too much detail on his armor. Actually, now that I look at it, it does seem that there is a little bit of gold painted up at the top of his chest piece right there. And I didn't realize that earlier, but with the normal Heretic Elite, it's just molded in that gold color. There aren't any, like, hidden details or anything like that. Like, I didn't think the Arbiter figure would have that whole wash on him, but he does, and it looks pretty great. But with the Heretic Leader, it's just all molded in red with a little bit of gold in there, a little bit of the blue details on the chest piece, and the silver, his arm is bent backwards, and the silver on the shoulder pads, just like on the normal Heretic Elite. It's basically just the same body as the Heretic Elite, but different colors. And it's the same situation with the jetpack, except now it's painted or molded in gray, and you do get the green jets up at the top as well. Unfortunately, none of the weapons in this set have any paint apps on them. Honestly, it's okay, but it would have been nice to see some paint apps on the Covenant weapons because they do look a little bit bland. But other than that, I mean, you get all the accessories that you need. You can even give Arbiter the energy sword if you want him to, because that was also a weapon that you had equipped in that mission from the start. So if you want to, you can do that and just give the Heretic Elite the carbine, which, I mean, I think that would make sense. But yeah, 3 great figures. It's really great that we're getting all 3 of them and just a $30 set. I do believe this set is still in stock on Amazon for $30, so definitely go get that before it gets out of stock. And taking a look at the Banshee itself, this is just a Covenant Banshee. Of course, you do get the alternate build for the Heretic Banshee, which I will be rebuilding it into later, so we can take a look at that. And you even do get the alternate kind of cockpit piece, so just wanted to show that off real quick. But of course, you do have the wings that can fold down and up, and you just got to move them up to get them in the right position. You have little blasters on the wings right there, as well as some blasters right here. Of course, these are the shooter things that are supposed to shoot out the fuel rod cannons, I believe, because I know I don't know exactly what everything is called. I swear I, like, know Halo and stuff, but it's like with the Banshees, you know, you have, like, you press Y or something and it shoots the fuel rod cannon, and then you have, like, the normal kind of blasters, the machine gun fire from the wings or something like that. I don't even know, but that's basically what you get in terms of the weapons with this set. Of course, you open it up, and there is a little control panel in there with some control sticks, and you can fit a figure in there. It just is pretty awkward. You do have a clip at the back right here, which I don't know if that's kind of like to imitate someone hijacking the Banshee. I guess it could be that, but I am not 100% sure. There's nothing on the box art that shows that. And then, of course, you got the fins back here, which are not movable. And then you also have a stand, which is just connected at the bottom like that. It's just one of those kind of plate pieces, like terrain or whatever. And it stands like that. Of course, with all Banshees, they are a little bit wobbly, which is kind of annoying, but I mean, it stands up fine. and just to kind of give you a good look at the kind of build of the set, the pieces that they use. You've got some of these like curved 1x1 pieces going along right there. There is some gap in between looking into the cockpit, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's just what you get with Banshees. And this other side is the exact same. And there's another look at the bottom. It is nothing crazy, just bricks down there. But yeah, that's basically the build that you get for the set. Of course, the default build. And I will go ahead and get a figure in there just to show you what that looks like. And I did kind of forget to mention it earlier, but every figure does come with their own little stand. They all look the same. And I've got the Arbiter in the cockpit right now. Of course, with a Banshee, the pilot should be laying down with the control panels. And I don't know, piloting a Banshee does look pretty weird because you're just laying down in there and like staring at the screen. It's a little bit funny, but once you get it all closed up and everything, that's what it looks like. And I wouldn't assume that you could put the Heretic figures in there because they do have their jetpacks. I guess you just have to take the jetpacks off. But let's go ahead and reconfigure this Banshee so it has the Heretic design on it. And now we have the Heretic Banshee. It took me way too long to rebuild this. Taking apart and rebuilding a Mega Construx set is one of my personal hells. But that's besides the point. Now we do have it all rebuilt and everything in the Heretic colors, the gold and purple. It looks really nice. And this is definitely the way that I want to keep it displayed and everything. Of course, we do have the new kind of canopy piece over here. We can still fit the figure inside. Most of the build, like it's all still the same. It's just color swapped. And it's the same thing with this little piece like of, I don't know what to call it. It's like a little barrier or barricade or something. It's just all purple now. And I really do like the color scheme of it. The Heretic Banshee is one of my favorite Banshee designs, and it is one of the more obscure Banshee variants, and it only appeared in those 2 missions of Halo 2, I'm pretty sure. So I am glad that we are getting it in a set now. And go ahead and bring all the figures back. That's pretty much it for the set. There really just isn't too much more to be said. Of course, you've got 2 different builds, the Covenant Banshee, which looks really nice, and the Heretic Banshee, which looks even better. Of course, you've got 3 figures. We've got Arbiter and a Heretic Elite, as well as the Heretic Leader. Of course, this is all from Halo 2, which even though I was born, but I was not playing that game. I wasn't even old enough to comprehend what video games were when that game came out. But I eventually got around to it with the Master Chief Collection, and the Halo 2 campaign is one of my favorites. It's absolutely amazing, and I think it's really awesome. I mean, if you know, like, the development history of Halo 2, like, it was not an easy game to make, and they ran through a bunch of issues and all that kind of stuff, yet they still came out with probably one of the best video games ever made. And then you have, with modern gaming, it's like, we can't even make a proper multiplayer experience, and they just shove microtransactions and everything in there, and it's pretty sad, but it's definitely inspiring with stories like Halo 2. There are just very few good game studios out these days, but that was a little bit of a rant that I went on. Basically, that was the Mega Construx Halo Arbiter's Quest set. It's one of the newer ones. Retails for $30. Once again, go grab that on Amazon if you can. I definitely recommend doing that. Some of the Mega Construx sets will stick around, and you can still get them like a few years after release at retail price. But then there's other ones, and usually when they are from the Bungie Halo games, they go out of stock and they disappear pretty quick. So if I were you, I would definitely, if there's any sets that come out from a Bungie Halo game, which there were a few this wave, I would definitely go get those like as fast as possible, which is what I'm doing. So I really enjoyed this set. For me, I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. It has everything it needs. You even get like a generic Heretic Elite. You get some pretty good accessories. All 3 figures are awesome, and even the Arbiter figure, which I didn't think would have this much detail on him for just a normal retail set. I mean, he has all this detail, and he looks really great. And of course, you have both of the builds. And so, I mean, you get a lot of value here for $30, and I definitely recommend this set, especially with it being from, in my opinion, some of the best missions from Halo 2, because I really like the missions with the Heretics. But anyway, Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.